everybody's ready, we'll have Coach Kelsey open us up with an opening statement.
I would give the Clemson credit. They're a very good team, physical, very well coached. I've known Coach Brownell for a long, long time. I think he's the longest tenured coach in the ACC, if I'm not mistaken. Just have so much respect for him. We knew it was going to be a battle, and it was. I'm proud of our guys. You know, in a night that our three leading scorers, I think, go 4 for 33. We still score over 1 point per possession. Beat a very, very good team by 10 points. And, I think obviously the big story, I'm sure, and it should be, is Javon Hadley's night. He was sensational. Somebody said it, 32 points, the most by maybe anybody in the ACC game this year so far. And what's crazy is that's not even his calling card as a quote-unquote scorer. He's just jack of all trades that affects the game in so many ways. He was dominant tonight on the backboard and scoring the ball. But when it comes to our defense, the last 3 games we played the best defense that we have all year long, in my opinion. And I think it's very, very important to mention the dominant defensive performance of Terrence Edwards over the last 3 games. I just think it's so important to mention him and make sure that he gets praise for the job that he's doing guarding the best player on the other team, night in, night out, the last 3 games. Not the entire game. His shooting numbers aren't what they typically are, and as we all know, he's a very, very talented scorer, but he has been sensational. I know I've used that word twice already, but he's been terrific on the defensive end. So fortunate to come out with a win against a really, really good team. And questions?
Coach, if you could just kind of talk about your interior defense. I mean, giving up so much size, so much physicality. Clemson's known for their rebounding. Even when you went with your small ball lineup, still just fought tooth and nail inside. Just kind of talk about that defensive coverage.
Yeah, I mean, we might have given up a lot of size, but I don't know if we've given up a lot of physicality. It's not how big you are, it's how big you play. And we got guys that play really, really big. A big part of Clemson's offensive scheme is attacking you at the basket. We call it the box. It's the 12 by 8 rectangle kind of around the basket. They're going to post you, they're going to duck you in, they're going to go high-low, they're going to go right at you, and you got to fight. You got to fight down there. And you have to have the support of your teammates too. You got to have great ball pressure, you got to have great gaps to be able to do that. And then the fight's not over. Then the shot goes up. Now you got to win that 1-on-1, 2-on-2 battle down there in the post. And our guys did a great job of that night in, night out. So, war in, war out, as I should say. So, yeah, I mean, all those guys. Javon fought his butt off in the post. I thought Kadir did a great job down there. James Scott, Noah fought down there. Kanai. Those guys played really, really hard in the interior.
That was going to be my question to you, so I'm thinking of one on the spot. And I'm speaking with players all the time. They talk about just how games can kind of go to any different person. Like, they can have the hot hand on any given night. I'm just wondering, like, how you kind of see that, come together with this group. Like, you always talk about them being, they don't really care about their personal success, but to kind of see that, to continue to see that, continue to play out.
I just think it's the makeup of our team. Like, if you would have seen, Javon was out there doing TV media afterwards, so the guys were kind of in there waiting for him. Coaches were down the hall. We didn't come in yet because Javon wasn't in there. And when Javon came through that door and walked in, they just erupted. They just went nuts because obviously they love Javon. He's a phenomenal teammate. He's the ultimate blue-collar, lunch-pail guy. A lot of guys will have higher scoring numbers and stuff like that. But the job he does behind the scenes, under the radar a little bit, is huge. He is a major, major, major piece of why we're really good. And then tonight, it was his night. What was fun is, like, the guys on the floor were like, go to him. Chucky's giving him the ball, like, end of the game. Go ahead. Clear out. Get out of the way. So it was great to see. And as you know, Chucky's had big night scoring. Pat's had big night scoring. Raines had big night scoring. Javon had a big night scoring. We can hurt you in a lot of ways. But there are a lot of contributions from other guys. I thought Kanai Ruth's 3 was huge. At a point in the game when we were reeling a little bit. He stepped up and knocked that down. I thought Kadir gave us great energy off the bench. James Scott, you know, he's Inspector Gadget. He's just go arms. I don't know if anybody in today's day and age knows who Inspector Gadget is, but he's just, you know, just plays so hard. Had a double-double tonight, big steal at the end of the game. You know, I could go all the way down and name a bunch of different guys, but it's what makes our team really good. We call it the power of the unit.
Now, you've been consistent with being pleased with their effort all year. What have you noticed in terms of like their level of confidence? How have you noticed it rise? Because it seems like, I dare say, y'all are playing with swagger now, but I'm not sure I necessarily saw that at the beginning of the year.
Confidence is a powerful thing, right? We have some momentum right now. You can feel it in the fan base. I mean, heck, it's nasty out. I mean, it's nasty out. It was hard to get out of my driveway the last couple of days. The back roads are still messed up. I mean, everything's frozen over. Schools are out again, I think again tomorrow, and we had a bigger crowd tonight than we had against Carolina. That's momentum, you know, so you could tell our guys, they've always been close-knit. We've always been, you know, that power of the unit. We've always had really good chemistry, but you can just kind of feel the pieces coming together, the confidence, as you mentioned, you know, comfort level with each other, with the system. You just feel it, momentum, you feel it rolling a little bit. Now, you guys know me. I'm so committed to the next thing in the process, because momentum, you know, boom, can stop like that if all of a sudden you have a bad day of preparation, you know, go up the pit, get your butt kicked. That's like a screeching halt. So we'll celebrate this one tonight. As I tell guys, we celebrate everyone, whether we're playing Spalding in the preseason, we celebrate that win that night. When they wake up tomorrow morning, we turn the page and we get ready for a really good pit team. These are two huge games back to back against some of the best teams in our conference. And we gotta be ready on Saturday.
Back here, Coach. You mentioned Kanairu's big three and kind of helping you jumpstart that momentum again. What can you say about his poise as a freshman to have, you know, just the ability to do that in that moment?
Yeah, he's the only freshman on the team, which isn't an easy role. He's kind of like, you say no man is an island except for Kanairu. I'm just kidding. Those guys love him. He's like their little brother. But I've said it many times. He's a very mature freshman in his approach and his professionalism. He's got good guys to look up to and to learn from. You know, his minutes might not have been what they've been the last couple games. I don't know. I haven't looked at it, but you know, when you look over at the bench, and I think like the way that your bench carries on, the way your bench interacts, the way your bench gives energy is kind of a good indicator, I think, of the caliber of culture in your program. And our bench is elite every night, and he like leads the charge. He's got a smile on his face, he's jumping around, he's supporting his teammates. You call his name, he runs in there, plays his butt off, not afraid. And we all know he's ultra talented with a huge future.
Coach, if you could just kind of talk about Kadir. It seems like he's just continually not necessarily playing a huge number of minutes right now, but every time he gets in the game, he makes something big happen.
He just makes stuff happen. Yeah, he's a catalyst. You know, I said it after the last game. You know, you don't want guys to come in off the bench and maintain the status quo. You want them to raise the level of play, and he does that with his energy. And Kanai's another guy that does that as well. But he's Johnny on the spot. He's always right there, getting a deflection, getting a steal, getting a putback. And it's been big for us. He's given us a big boost, and it was good again tonight for us.
Coach, back here. When you see how hard Javon works every day, to hear the crowd yelling his name, going nuts for him at the end of the game, how does that make you feel as a coach?
Man, he's such a pro. I mean, we got a team full of that, but it's fun to be able to really talk about Javon right now because he's so darn regimented in his daily process. Like, he's whatever he is, 22 years old, going on 40. You know, he just every day gets his work in. He eats right. He gets his sleep. He gets his reps in. He's in the training room. He's doing his recovery. He takes care of his business in the classroom. Like he's the type of kid you hope shows up at your door. To date your daughter. You know, Javon Hadley's the real deal. he had a game that he's going to remember for the rest of his life tonight. Big time performance. Like I said, think about that. 3 leading scores, 4 for 33 from the field. We still win by 10. I thought our defense was terrific, and obviously Javon was awesome.
Yeah, Pat, you mentioned the defense and the strides Terrence has made on that side of the ball. But for the whole team, do you feel like something has clicked differently on that end
Yeah.
of the floor?
A big thing I think after that EKU game, I think the team collectively kind of, made a commitment to each other, a decision that like, hey, we gotta up our game on that end of the floor. I mean, I think our guys always play hard, and we grade every tick of the clock, and we watch the film, and the guys are locked in. But there was another level that we needed to get to, and I give our guys credit. It started with them, the leadership we have, and it's been the best defense we've played all year long. And obviously with a guy like Casey Pryor going down, who's one of the better defenders in the country, maybe it just took a little bit of a time for us to figure ourselves out, our new identity on the defensive end. But the last 3 games we've been really, really good, and that has to continue.
Other questions? Anything else for Coach? Thanks.
Yeah, just how quickly did you get a snowplow to your place after asking?
Yeah, man, that's the power of coordination. Because like this time of year, I'm around the clock working, so my girls at home, I didn't want them to have to go out there and shovel the driveway. So I tried to make some calls and look on Facebook, look on and made some calls. Nobody had answered my call. Texted some guys that I found so I just put the tweet out. And it was like, bam! And
Wow, are people
4
shoveling?
plows ready to like. Yells up.
All right, thanks, guys.